Coming up on Duck TV News, a new sorority is coming to campus.
And we discuss an annual bike safety awareness event. Good evening and welcome to Duck TV News. I'm Mabel Naismith.
And I'm Kate Houston. Here are tonight's top stories. President Schill made an appearance on campus this week and attended multiple events to get to know the Eugene community.
Michael Schill is the new president at the University of Oregon and is making an effort to branch out and connect with students and faculty. Let's go to the Senate meeting in Lawrence Hall to learn more.
At the Senate meeting, Schill came to support and answer questions from senators and community members. He will be coming into office on the 1st of July.
As you know, this is my first meeting, my first visit to Eugene since I was named the incoming president last month. And I'm enormously...
We talked to Sammy Cohen, a junior at the university, to see how she feels about the incoming president.
I think it's a good change in our university. I think it's a very positive potential shift forward. I think, from him visiting the ASUO offices to visiting campus to being so willing to speak to the University Senate, I think he's taking some very positive steps to interact with the greater campus community.
We are beginning a new chapter in the history of the University of Oregon. We have a new system of governance, we have a new and invigorated board of trustees, and now we have a new president.
For Duck TV News, I'm Hannah Vetrano. Back to the studio.
President Schill will be visiting campus again at the end of the month, so be sure to welcome our new president if you see him.
The ASUO president was arrested on May 14 during a protest at the Oregon State Capitol. Beatriz Gutierrez was one of the 10 students arrested during the presentation that blocked the hallways, protesting for support of greater funding for higher education. The protesters were laying on the floors chanting, according to Oregon State Police. These students were charged with interfering with legislative operation.
May is National Trauma Awareness Month, and Peace Health Sacred Heart Medical Center sponsored a trauma safety fair last Thursday. Participants learned about safety topics including vehicle safety, falls prevention, helmet use, water and boating safety, and fire prevention, to name a few. Younger children were able to visit a teddy bear first aid station and learn first aid techniques, as well as sit in the Life Flight helicopter and Eugene Fire Department ladder truck that were on display. For more information on National Trauma Awareness Month or to donate to the American Trauma Society, visit amtrauma.org. The Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development released a study concluding that binge drinking by youth has significantly increased, while overall alcohol consumption in developed nations has gone down. Binge drinking is categorized as having 5 or more drinks at one time, once a week. Overall, binge drinking has increased 13% among boys 15 and younger and has increased 15% for girls. The OECD says that binge drinking is a major public health concern and a social concern because youth are starting to consume alcohol at early ages. Next, we take it to Audrey with weather for the holiday weekend.
Thanks, Kate. Well, we are in for a beautiful Memorial Day weekend here in the Willamette Valley. Temperatures in Eugene will go from low to high 70s with mostly sunny skies. Expect a little wind from the northwest heading into Monday. Now, moving down south, pack extra sunscreen because this weekend Shasta Lake could reach the 90s by late afternoon. Now, if you were lucky enough to snag a ticket to the Sasquatch Music Festival, you're in for a treat because the rain should clear by Friday and the weekend is expected to be mid-70s and mostly sunny. I guess the Decemberists won't be bringing winter weather to their performance. Now that's it for this week's forecast. Back to the desk.
Thanks, Audrey. Many people are unaware of the tragedy behind those lost in biking accidents. We Bike Eugene has an annual event that aims to raise awareness about bike safety. We now go to Spencer Herbis for more.
This spot marks the beginning of a 5-mile route that bicyclists will ride in complete silence to honor those injured or killed while riding public roadways. This is the worldwide event known as the Ride of Silence. Eugene is one of the 5 cities that participates in Oregon out of 295 nationwide. Marina Hayek, head coordinator, has been a part of the event for the last 3 years after losing her 10-year-old son when he was hit by a reckless teen driver while walking his bike across the street. Since then, she has made it a priority to raise awareness about road sharing and bike safety.
This is what we mean with the Ride of Silence, that we should be sharing the roads. We have the same rights as any other user of the roads, as pedestrians and drivers. and the same rules apply to everybody.
According to statistics, motor vehicle accidents are the leading cause of death among the youth in Oregon. Freddie Trick has become another actively involved member in the Ride of Silence when she lost her adult son in a biking accident almost 6 years ago, leaving 2 children without their father.
We as his family are all very close and adored him, and it's been important for us to be able to do some activity or action that we feel will help other families who are experiencing the same thing we are.
Marty Taylor, a service manager for Simply Cycle, has been working with bikes for over 20 years and claims to have been hit on at least 24 occasions. He began his work with the Ride of Silence down in California and continued when he moved to Eugene 3 years ago.
So we have to understand that a vehicle, when making a collision with the cyclist, is always going to win. The cyclist is not protected in any way, shape, or form. So it's more rider and driver awareness. We have to be aware, as a cyclist, we're vulnerable. As a driver, we're responsible.
Today, these lives, along with many others, will be remembered and honored. I'm Spencer Herbis, DuckTV News.
Thanks, Spencer. We Bike Eugene will be holding more events as National Bike Month continues. Congress will pass a fast-tracking bill which will help the Obama administration push for the Trans-Pacific Partnership that was proposed back in 2011. We have Dylan Vibes in the studio to explain more. What do you have for us, Dylan?
Hi, I'm Dylan Vibes. We're here to discuss the Trans-Pacific Partnership proposal. First, let's break that down. Trans-Pacific, in regards to the proposal, is the United States as well as 11 other countries connected by the Pacific Ocean. Partnership, the U.S. government is in negotiations with these countries to develop an international trade agreement which would privatize businesses by eliminating taxes on international imports and exports. For example, Nike exports their goods to Vietnam, a country with a 9.5% international tax. If this proposal goes through, that 9.5% tax will be eliminated. While Nike, one of the biggest corporations in the world, will benefit from this, the elimination of tariffs would help smaller local businesses, such as wineries and breweries, go global. This proposal will not only affect consumer goods, will also affect pharmaceuticals, agriculture, the entertainment industry, and even domestic lawmaking. How will this one proposal affect all these different aspects? It's hard to tell because it's not been passed yet, and because there's been a tremendous lack of transparency. In order to read the proposal, congressmen have to go to the basement of the Capitol building, give up their cell phones, enter a soundproof and secured room. They're forbidden to discuss what they read with the public. Representatives from the White House have held over 1,700 meetings just to explain the proposal to Congress members. So if you don't fully understand what's going on, don't worry. This is the biggest international trade agreement in history, possibly reaching out to over 40% of the global economy. For now, we'll just have to see if the proposal will pass. I'm Dylan Vibes, back to the desk.
Thank you, Dylan, for that report.
A new sorority will be joining the University of Oregon. Sigma Kappa held an information night Wednesday, May 13th for interested potential new members. They outlined their core values, philanthropic plans, and leadership goals that will support their establishment for the next few years. Brianna McKay, a leadership consultant, explains what the chapter hopes to gain.
So we are actually recolonizing, so we previously had a chapter here at the university, and we are coming back to campus to reestablish ourselves and give ourselves a wonderful name here.
Justin Shukas, Director of Fraternity and Sorority Life, stated that, quote, "There has been no decision by the leadership of the university to discontinue any fraternity or sorority chapters," end quote. Sigma Kappa will participate in the first round of formal recruitment this fall. They will continue their own recruitment process between October 19th and 25th. Thanks for tuning in this week for DuckTV News. I'm Kate Houston.
And I'm Maybelline Naismith. Have a great night.